lately I've been doing the whole throwing up duct tape while waiting for Brian to show up, so that way it gives people chance to kind of hang out in the lobby and be here when we actually start the show. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Just a second. I need to change my stream. I was watching the cow play Spyro.
You're watching the cow play
Yeah.
Spyro.
Yeah. The new
Oh,
remake of Spyro the Dragon. Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
oh. They remade one. There's been so many of those games.
Yeah.
Well, I know what the original PlayStation 1 Spyro games are considered classics, and I
Oh
think the
yeah.
ones that come after that are considered inferior. Some of them are good. Some of them I don't
The
even know which
first
ones are
remakes
good.
people didn't like. The newest remakes people like. They say it
Uh,
looks way better.
oh, okay.
Yeah. So there's been a remake of the remake.
Because I know there are lots of Spyro games on GameCube and PS2, but I think
Mm-hmm.
most of those are considered kind of meh or not. But I've got the original PS1 games.
Yeah,
So.
well, when I first bought my original PlayStation 1, it came with the demo disc. The demo disc had Spyro on it, like the first level, where you learned how to
Mm.
do stuff, and then you stopped. Um, that's how I had SSX Tricky, and it had Parappa the Rapper for like the first stages, which was
Parappa the
a cool.
Rapper.
It was a cool demo disc. It was a great demo disc.
I
Um,
remember what Parappa. They put out a PS2 version of Parappa, and that was the demo in the store for a number of months.
they had Parappa 2, and then they have Unjamalami. Unjamalami is fun too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I remember one time I was, I was working at Walmart, and the Parappa 2 demo was on the PS2 store unit, and I had just clocked in, and so I was, I was having a little bit of pre-work chat with a coworker, and we're both kind of checking out the Parappa demo because it was new, and I'm playing the game, and he's standing next to me, and at some point I'm playing the level for a few seconds, and someone nudges me, and it's
Oh no.
a customer that wants help, and I'm here because I was trying
Well,
to
how
play it,
dare they interrupt the staff as they're playing? You
and I'm
have to
like,
know your content.
and the thing was is that I was I think what I was doing was I was playing it without sound, and so I was like doing a 1, a 2, and a 3, and a 4 out loud to kind of keep count. And
Yeah.
so this customer catches me talking to myself, and I'm like, oh, I was just talking to, and my coworker who was standing next to me had completely disappeared when they saw the customer coming over,
Yeah, yeah.
leaving me looking like a fucking moron in the middle of a store with a blue vest on. So Sparky would have been like, "Get your ass to work, you dumbass." But Sparky Toaster in the house.
Oh.
I don't know. Sparky would have been like that. I'm just joking. But yeah. The customer wanted help, and it was an embarrassing moment. And then I helped the customer, and everything was fine, and never saw that person again.
Wait, what? First of all, why is the sound off?
Sound off for what?
You said it was off for Parappa.
Oh, yeah, because we were trying to make the game more challenging.
No! What you do is you turn off the monitor and have the music play.
I didn't think of that.
That is actually a thing as blind Parappa
Yeah.
games. People
Well-
love the rhythm. They do the rhythm games blind. They basically turn off the monitor and just play without it, and they see how well they can do.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
they could. I always said when I go bowling with Damon, and Damon was doing better than me, I'd be like, "You're cheating. You don't look at the pins, so you have an advantage over me that you know." So I started bowling with my eyes closed, and that just made the game even worse. So,
Oh.
so no, I don't think it was cheating. I was kidding, of course. Like, you cheater, you can play without seeing. I don't. I don't know how that made sense.
Hey, if it works, right?
But Sparky writes in exactly. Get your ass to work. And yes, he would have been like that.
Huh.
Called that one. Yeah, but anyways, let's open the show because we haven't done that in a while. Because here we are within the first 5 minutes of the show, and we're actually opening up the show, which we call
Insert title here.
the show that changes names so frequently. We put a placeholder in. And, yeah, I'm here. Mars is here.
I'm here.
And Brian is whale watching. And He might actually be literally whale watching right now. He might be out on a boat. I don't know. What time is it in Hawaii?
Oh.
You don't know? Well, it's 5 in California.
Yeah.
Which
means it's 3 hours behind us in Hawaii.
So it's
5,
afternoon.
4, 3, 3. It's 2 o'clock there.
It's 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's because that's the thing is that it's I thought it was going to be like 2 hours going from Pacific to Hawaii. No, it was like 3 hours.
It
was quite a. And then like I think in Hawaii for some reason they have like the late shows an hour earlier. Like they have the late show at 10 instead of 11 or I don't know. It's been a while.
And if you have satellite, you can pick up their feeds, and you can listen to the shows at like late shows at like 9.
Well, yeah. And, I remember they had great local advertisements. Like there was there was like a cab service that had a guy singing the jingle that clearly was not a professional. Maybe he was a professional driver, but not a professional singer. And the overdub, so it was like a choir of him singing the backup vocals. Yeah,
nice.
it was really amateurish. I loved it. I love amateurish commercials. You don't get that in major areas.
No.
Growing up in Jersey, you're getting the New York channels. The local ads are not local ads. You don't really get the local. But then I moved up to Maine, and I found out about local ads. Like there was a restaurant that had a guy that would wear a pot on his head, and that was one of the. I guess
they expect something to hit them in the head? Because that was not going well for the restaurant. If that's the case.
And then there was the what was those? What were those commercials with the? Don't forget the rope was the end of the. Bigger, and how big you need, and don't forget the rope.
Oh.
I need to find those commercials now. Here it is. Here's the local Maine commercials that we would get.
Have you heard? Fallside Discounts now got even more taps than you got to eat. Fallside's got blue taps for up to can. Fallside's got green taps for your wood pile. Fallside's even got silver and white tops to cover your gear. And now Fallside's got super duper heavy duty brown tops, the ruggedest tops I've ever seen. From big to bigger to how big you need. For tools, taps, and rope, Fallside Discounts got you covered. Stillwater Avenue, Bangor. And don't forget your rope.
Wow, it's in Bangor.
Yeah.
Or Bangor, as he said.
That is such a perfect Maine accent right there.
That's great.
Yeah.
It's Bangor.
Bangor. Bigger, and how big you need.
Hey. I'm just used to stupid no accent commercials. You get some good ones.
Sparky pointing out that the New York and New Jersey area's version of the local commercial would be Crazy Eddie's. Which, yes, that is. So we did have our own local commercials. I just didn't realize it, and we didn't have as many. But yeah. So, anyways, this is exciting because as I mentioned yesterday on the Dune and Johnny show, which was quite a show. And if you haven't already, you might want to download a copy off of the YouTube stream because I don't know how long that's staying up.
Oh.
But the Twitch VOD is no more.
Did it get deleted by you or Twitch?
El Dunarino, I think that's Dude's channel. So I think El Dunarino made that disappear.
Well, you could have just done a little bit of edit to it.
Yeah, that probably. I should probably do. But I went this morning onto you. Well, last night I pulled up the show on YouTube because I had to show Kristen what happened, and it was one of those things that I think I watched it like at least 10 times. Dune's reaction as he realizes that he accidentally shared softcore porn on the screen. So,
Sparky, I'll do my best, but I'm not as good. I've gotten out of the habit. I used to do it all the time, but not anymore.
Well, it used to be that there was so many of us. I mean, it's just the three of us.
And we would do it just just to get you. You know that, right?
Right. Well, I mean, it was partly that, but also, well, like it was you, me, Neo was there, who was quite a presence in any room
Okay.
she's in. And Venison always had his stories, and there were times when you were doing it to get us, but there's also times where it's like, and then Emily would be there, and then Gothard would be around, Damon might call in, Forge might call in. I mean, there were times there was like 10 of us in a room with different levels of lag,
Mm-hmm.
and like I know Emily figured out at some point that the problem was,
Goodness, finding stuff for her to use for that was,
yeah.
yeah, I remember that.
Well, her internet was so awful that she always had
Well,
a bad
she's
lag.
across the pond. It's understandable.
Right. And so what Emily figured out was that like one of us would talk, the other person would talk, and then half the time we would both stop at the same time. So at some point she decided that she would just keep going and hope that the other person would stop.
Mhm.
But then everyone started doing that. And so it was like half the time two people start a sentence, talk over each other and stop. Half the time two people start a sentence, one person stop, the other person keep going, and then half of the time both people just talk over each other and you couldn't understand a damn thing.
Oh, I just talked. I didn't pay attention to anybody else.
Yeah. And not only that, but we broke the laws of maths right there, because now we have 3 halves of a show. So but it worked for Car Talk. So anyway.
Yeah, car talk. Yep.
Yeah.
Long enough car talk.
But well,
Now I listen to Talk with Martha Quinn on the 80s Plus channel.
you know, I get frustrated with Brian sometimes, but I can't stay frustrated with Brian because they wrote a song about me in the 50s. That's how much of a presence I am. That I was born at the tail end of the 70s, and back in the 50s they knew it was coming. And there's that song, "You talk too much, you worry me to death."
Was it 50s? I thought it was 60s.
I thought it was 50s. I have a collection of old rock and roll songs that's
Alexa,
mostly
when did the song
50s.
"You Talk Too Much" come out? Oh, Alexa, when did the song "You Talk Too Much" come out? Oh wow, she is mad at me. I
Oh.
don't know what I did.
1960. It just
Yes,
made it.
yes, I was correct. I said 60s, but I meant 6D. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Well, that's what YouTube says anyways. But I mean, it's still got that 50s vibe
Yeah.
to it because
Yeah.
it's so early in the
Well,
60s.
and the thing- And you know the thing is, any decade, you know, the first 3 or 4 years you're gonna get remnants. I mean, look at the 80s. The first 4 years of the 80s, you saw remnants of the 70s in it, right?
Yeah, I lived in the echo of the 70s for the beginning of my life, is what I've come to realize. But that's the thing, is that we put bookends on decades, but that's not how time works. And
Well,
so,
for music, no.
not for music, for styles, for you know, the only thing bookends work for is calendars.
Gators, you can't say styles. I mean, freaking flare pants have gone around for women 38 times or longer, and you just wait 4 years and it'll be back. So it's styles will come back.
Yeah. So my point is that I talk so much, and Brian has a lot to say too, that I struggle to let people get a word in edgewise. So I can't get too mad at people for forcing their way in to get a word in edgewise. So I really don't hold it against Brian. There are times where I feel like, my God, could I just finish talking? And then I realize, but I spent like a whole 20 minutes talking. How is Brian supposed to get a turn?
So what you need is a fidget something or other. So when Brian talks, you can fidget around with it.
Well, that's what the headphone cord is for. But
Speaking of which, I have a question for you, Gators.
okay.
I'm thinking about replacing the cable on my headphones, right? Because I have a rubber one, and the Sennheisers are great. I love their cables, but they twist, right?
Right.
So I'm thinking about getting one of those. What are they? They're like the braided ones that have the nylon covering and stuff on them. What do you think? You think it'll mess with audio, or you think it'll be fine?
Gee, I don't know. I mean, is it shielded?
I would guess.
Yeah,
I would
so it
guess,
should
or
be-
headphones, you know.
I would think it should be fine.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this one's not completely shielded. I put my phone next to it. It starts doing. Remember with GSM, when we had GSM phones, you hear the brrr, 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 once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, that. Yeah. 5G kind of does the same thing, but it just goes brr, 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 and stops. Yeah. And those are scientific noises. Don't look it up.
Now, Sparky writes in, I often wondered, how does 3 TV announcers keep from talking over each other?
I
They
think
must
they
have
I think they have a
rules.
lot of visual cues. Honestly.
They probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, is that I think there has to always be a host that is basically, you know, you, and everyone's prompted, listen to that dude. The thing is that dude needs to be good at giving people turns.
Thank you.
and that's where I struggle in making sure I give people, and I really do try to put effort into, you know, when I notice that someone's trying to get a word, and like I notice you every now and like you always get cut off and you back off, and that's why I'm always like, dude, all right, Mars, what were you saying?
Yeah.
So I put a lot of effort, but I am a force that I can't even control myself.
Well, you know, and that's why Gators and Addy can never do a show together. They're both want to be number one on the show. They both want to host.
You know, I mean, what, Addy? Oh, well, the problem with Addy is that he doesn't.
The first thing comes up. The problem with Addy is.
The problem with Addy is he's an asshole. And that alone isn't a deal breaker because we're all assholes. We all have our things we're assholes about. Some of us more than others, you know, but I certainly could be an asshole. And I'm sure Brian could list the ways. But no, I could list the ways. No, but the real problem with Addy is that he doesn't know when to move on. And I sometimes can struggle with that. But I could tell you, if I ever got into a political conversation with someone I disagreed with, like if me and Dune were to have a political show, and it's really easy for me to say this, who knows how that would go. In my mind, having a dialogue.
You better drink a lot on that show before and during.
Well, the way I imagine it go is I'd say my opinion, he'd say his opinion. We might go back and forth a little bit, and at the end of the dialogue, I would at least understand his logic, and he would hopefully understand my logic, and we'd be like, okay, you think that, I think this, that's where we disagree, and we're not going to agree on that. And now let's go to the next topic. And at least we can kind of have an understanding of where we, because I think that's how politics should work, is that both sides should understand where the disagreement is and find ways to compromise here or there. And you're always going to have your strategy and try to get one up on the other.
Was that in November where they argued politics? I can't remember.
Whereas Addy, on the other hand, views disagreements as, well, you just don't understand yet, and I haven't explained it in a way that you understand yet, so we can't end this conversation until I've convinced you that you're wrong and I'm right. Which is a very difficult conversation to have with someone without blocking them. As I'm sure you've found out at times.
Mm-hmm. He's okay to me. I mean, he's annoying, but you know, I can deal with him.
Well, you never really. You've always stay very neutral. You're very good at that.
Yeah. Whereas
me, I have no qualms about basically saying, this is me, this is where I am. and so well, I mean, Addy's big thing is he not only will he tell you why you're wrong and feel that the conversation cannot end until you've conceded defeat, but he also comes at it in a very trollish manner. How many times have we heard over the years Addy call me a racist? I
don't know. He never called me a racist, so.
Oh, he called me a racist every chance he got.
Oh, I know. I heard. I've heard. No, he was nice. He's nice to me. He just wondered how I took a shower with the lights off, and I go, well, you should try it and see.
Yeah.
And then he sends me a message later on. I took a shower with the lights off. It was disconcerting. And I'm like, yep, enjoy that.
I couldn't see who was rubbing their hands all over me. Sparky points out asshole and Cheerio counter. And Mod Pro's in the house. Hello, Mod Pro. And Mod Pro just had dinner and says, hey, Mars, sweetie. And Sparky had salmon. Mod Pro had burgers. And Dune is here to support his friend Johnny on his show. That is great. Hello, Dune. Now, Dune wants to know how many times I've conceded defeat.
Oh.
Well, here's the thing. I've basically many times reached the point with Addie where I said, I understand what you think, and I understand why we disagree. Let's change the topic, which is how I felt a conversation like that should go.
And that is something that he will not do.
No. And the thing is once you start to basically be like, that's it, I'm done, I'm over, discussion closed, finito, finished, blocking you, because you have to block him. He had like 20, 30, 40, at least 50 AIM accounts. So there was no blocking him.
Gators, I never blocked him. I just muted my instant messenger so I didn't see his messages for a while.
The thing is maybe I'm a little obsessive compulsive, so I can't ignore a blinking window. I know the message comes in, so I have to block to ignore something. And also, Addy, once again, he takes the trollish path. So he tries to provoke a response. He'll start going to trollish measures to rejuvenate the conversation. And then you get mad, and then next thing you know, you're typing in a dialogue of all the reasons why he's an asshole and he's wrong, and then he's restarted the conversation, and we could do another lap around the same argument we just had, and I don't know what he gets out of it because I don't concede defeat.
Gators, you don't have to concede defeat, but you just pat him on the head and said, "That's nice, Addy. That's nice."
Well, I remember Gabe explained how he deals with it, and Gabe's
this ought to be interesting.
I forget exactly how he put it, but I guess Gabe put it. I think Gabe comes at it from an angle of pity, or like, well, heck, he might be dead tomorrow, so I may as well just let him have it.
We may all be dead tomorrow. We don't know.
We don't know, and I think Gabe's attitude is, let him win, let him have it, whatever.
Is it really worth it in the end? That's the question.
Right. So I think there's only ever been like one time that Gabe kind of laid down the law of that's that and don't cross that line again. And Addy, I guess he found one thing in life he could respect. So, but I haven't spoke to him in years. Actually, no, it might have been Addy. Well, both of them, really.
Addy really hasn't been on his messenger. I think the last time I heard, he moved to Florida or something.
Well, he was in Florida with a girlfriend, and he hated it, and so they decided they didn't break up. Did you go
back to Maryland?
He moved back to Maryland. She stayed in Florida. They didn't break up, but I think that ended the. Oh no, he was with another girl because he bought a house. He was going to have a housewarming party that he was going to throw for himself at the new house. I think he was talking about inviting me, but I think we stopped speaking before it happened. I think he might have been dating 3 girls for a period of time.
Mod Pro showers with the lights off.
Yeah. Mod Pro does shower.
Because the thing is, if someone's going to come up and kill you, you don't want to see them, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, save it on the electric bill.
Save it on the electric bill. May as well.
Pretty much.
May as well. Why? Yeah, exactly. But no, Gabe and I have always been on pretty good terms. But Gabe's a very private, not as outgoing personality. So I think
at least tweets.
Yeah. So we both never really had much to talk about to maintain a friendship.
Gators? What was his website? Didn't he have a website to the countdown to his next show? Do you remember that on his last show?
I think that was Addy's countdown.
Yeah, was that when has that expired yet? I think it expired like 3 years ago, right?
It may have. I know Addy feels like he can't do anything with cancel culture, blah, 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 because that's totally a thing and not just accountability for your actions. But,
Oh.
so
Well, maybe he has a YouTube channel. Maybe he's streaming now.
well, he does stream benign things on YouTube, like chess
Does he?
games or travel.
Does
Actually, yeah, he does.
Oh. Does he
He
do it
does,
opposite
from
Damon?
No, he doesn't do it regularly, but from time to
Oh.
time, like he loves. Here's the thing: Addy is a cold weather guy. That's why he hated Florida, and so he travels to cold weather environments.
Well, why would you do that? It's cold.
Because he likes.
I have my
the
heater
cold.
set to magma right now. I'm cold.
Addy don't
Dang.
like the magma.
It's like 47 outside. It's freezing.
But I think Addy and I exchanged a few pleasantries maybe a year or so ago. At some point in the recent past few years, we engaged in conversation again, and being that I was looking to find a way to try to encourage.
Ooh, wood stoves are nice.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I wouldn't mind a wood stove at some point. But you know me, I feel like the biggest problem this country has in politics is our inability to have a civil conversation. And I'd love to be able to find a way to lead by example with that. But that
Well, you notice I don't talk about politics on the
Right.
on the air because
you'd rather just
that's
not. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas I'm like, dude, let's show people how to do it.
And I usually have a free
and
cup
fail.
of coffee laying around. So
So when I was talking with Addy, I was like, "Hey, Addy, maybe you and me do a show together." And of course, the problem is that he started trolling me again. And so then I basically said, "Dude, Addy, this is how you're gonna be. Doing a show with you ain't gonna work." And then he stopped talking to me again. So that
aw,
was,
you hurt his feelings. He wanted to do a troll show with you.
him and his feelings can go get fucked.
Aw, he's probably listening right now. He's probably hanging
Yeah.
out listening to the show.
I hurt his feelings. He's called me a racist how many times? And
Eh,
I hurt his feelings.
just a joke. I'm sure it's okay. It's okay.
No. There's a joke and there's beyond joking, and he's made it very clear that he's absolutely serious that he thinks I'm a racist.
Oh.
No, he's
Well.
he's not minced words with that. He absolutely thinks that because of my view, certain racial views, and I've explained them in detail to him where I'm coming from, and that I do feel that I'm trying to be fair and equal and balanced and even, but he goes on calling me a racist. Because I just don't understand the plight of the
Well,
white male.
The
you
good
know?
thing
I
is
just
you haven't
don't.
talked to him 800,000 years, and you may not talk to him for a while, so it's fine.
Well, I wish him well.
Yeah, yeah.
But that dude could go get fucked.
Wow.
In the nicest way possible.
I mean, I'm sure he does hope this, but I don't know. I don't want to
I don't
know.
know. I will say, if there's ever another revival of the Addy and Gabe show, I will tune in. I absolutely will. Because Gabe is hilarious when he's playing off of Addy.
Well,
Mm.
you know.
Yeah. But anyways, exciting thing. So I am coming to your town.
Oh, are you?
Yes, I am.
Uh-oh.
I now I know there's
Does
no
Brian know
guaran-
this?
well, no, Brian's been away whale watching, so this will be a nice surprise for him when he comes back. He'll be he won't be back on next week's show, but he'll be back on the 13th. So on the 13th we get to break. Well, I think Brian probably saw my tweet. I did tweet about it. So
He may not look at tweets. I don't know.
I don't know.
He might go. He might go online, offline.
Now,
Just-
what did I? Five hit. Dune wants to know what an example is of a benign thing. What did I call benign? I remember using the word benign in the past 10 minutes.
I
What did I call benign?
don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, whale.
Whale. No, that's not whale. That's Wally.
Screen reader said whale. Screen reader said whale. It read it correctly.
Anyways, but yeah, Brian is out whale watching, or Wally watching.
I don't know why he could be here in Monterey looking at him. He doesn't have to go very far.
I guess it's just not the
Do they have
same.
different whales? I don't.
I don't. Brian and Mrs. Bryan go to. Is that insulting to refer to Mrs. Bryan as Mrs. Bryan?
Yeah, that's fine.
It's probably. It's
Wait, which one? His Asian wife or his other wife?
first one, then the other.
I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. Do they have a threesome?
Bleh, I don't want to know.
Well, the Asian wife is imaginary, so it's okay.
Oh. Does his other wife know about his imaginary wife? That could be awkward.
Yes. You remember she when he mentioned the whole Asian wife thing to her, she was like, "Yeah, blonde Asian wife. That's me. Blonde, blue-eye Asian wife."
There you go. It works. There you go.
She
Go Brian.
apparently found that pretty funny.
There
that
you go.
we all thought that she was Asian. Well,
Nah, I'm sure he's having fun. I'm sure he's watching some whales and hopefully not falling in the water. And
yeah. Well, it was funny because we kept making the joke, and it wasn't an obvious joke. So, like, for a few years, Kristen didn't understand why I kept referring to Brian's wife as Brian's Asian wife. Like, why did I have to always identify the... It's like, no, he doesn't have an Asian wife. That's why we call her... Now, dude has pictures.
oh, dude has pictures. Oh no.
Well,
Oh, that's right. She did call it once. That's true.
That was... Well, no, that was...
No, that was my fault. I'm sorry. She called it.
No.
Not.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
Mrs. Bryan has been on the phone on this show at least once.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
There you
I
go.
think it was during the show that she told me about the COVID medication that I should.
Oh, I was not around at that point.
Yeah. Now, Sparky writes in, I'm confused. I thought she was from Singapore. No. Brian and his wife moved to Singapore for a period of time, and Dune had a plushy dachshund that he was trying to send around to different people around the country to go sightseeing with, to put together kind of a vacation tour book of this dachshund.
Aww.
And there was a list of rules that came with it, like don't take it to a strip club.
Wait, is that part of the rules?
That rule was actually written, and there was a reason that rule was written, and that's because the Shocker guys were talking about taking it to a strip club. So he had to make the rules, don't take it to a strip club. And so
poor Dotson.
yeah, so he sent it to me, and Kristen and I, we followed. I think Kristen and I were the only people that really followed the rules. Because we posed both of us together with the dog, with the Golden Gate Bridge in the background, and we took other pictures of other San Francisco landmarks with the dog in the frame. We went to the Fisherman's Wharf at the pier and pictures there.
Did you go to Gyarados Square and take pictures of the dog sitting on all the chocolate on the shelf?
We did not do that.
That would have been a good one.
I think we took it to Lombard Street with
You should have put next to the in the Ghirardelli chocolate room that they had, the main place. They actually have a place that sells these giant chocolate dog bones. Mm-hmm. You should have put it right next to the giant chocolate dog bone right there.
We should have.
You
know what? If next time Dune does this,
okay,
and we'll send it to you to do that because
it'll be the eye short shirt that he puts that he sends around.
Yeah, there you go. We'll send an eye short.
No strip clubs with that one either.
No strip clubs there. So then we sent it to Video Vamp, and Video Vamp, instead of taking it around the local tourist things, tied it up to a what do you call that? A drone, and flew it out over the water and took pictures of it flying over the water on a drone. I don't know what this had to do.
I approve of that one too.
I mean, it was cool.
Yeah.
He didn't even really pose for a picture with it or do sightseeing things. But Brian got the plushie, and he had it in Singapore, and he had it in Connecticut because he was visiting family in Connecticut. So he took it around to different things in Connecticut and different things in Singapore. And he didn't pose with the dog either, but he found a nice, cute, young local lady in Singapore and had her pose with the dog. And so Dune wasn't sure if that was just a local or Brian's wife. And so Dude actually started asking me, is that Brian's wife in the picture? I I'm like, no, that's not. but that became the running joke that was Brian's Asian wife, and we had to make the distinction Brian's Asian wife so that we all understood we weren't talking about Brian's real wife. So Sparky writes in, so Brian's wife is not from Singapore originally. They both just lived there for a while. I always thought he met her there and brought her back to this. Oh my God. See, we didn't tell this full story enough times. I'm sorry. This is what makes the story so much funnier, is that we've done such a bad job explaining it that people completely misunderstand it. No. Brian's wife actually had an opportunity to work in Singapore because she works for a corporation that has offices that's global. Mm-hmm. And so they moved to Singapore. Like around the end of my time working, Brian's older than, well, yeah, we know how old he is. So Brian was already long married when we met and started working together at Tharco. And then his wife got the offer for Singapore. And he decided, well, I'll just retire and we'll go to Singapore for a few years and do that, then come back. And that's how that happened. So, yeah, no, that's not someone he met over there. He, well, the picture is someone he met over there. Well, for all we know, he's got something going on the side with this girl in the picture that he's just not telling us about.
Maybe. Dude, did you get your dog back, by the way?
Dune has the dog. Dune writes in, you probably have that pic on an old hard drive. I probably do. But, yeah, now speaking of sightseeing in San Francisco, and Dune says, hey, for me, that's his wife. Now, I've never met Brian's actual wife. I've seen pictures. I've heard stories, but I've never actually met her. Well, I thought I was going to meet her once because one of my trips back east, it was before you and I started hanging out. So I didn't have a pet sitter for the guinea pig. Mm-hmm. And, you know, Krista and I, we had the guinea pig, and we needed someone to pet sit the guinea pig. And so my first trip back, I asked Brian, hey, can you watch the guinea pig for us? And he agreed to it. And he was apprehensive about it. He hem and hawed, but he wouldn't say no, and I wouldn't let him weasel out of it. And I agreed to take him to dinner, him and his wife to dinner, in exchange for just watching the guinea pig for a week. And I think Brian had fun with it, actually. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, after we get back, it was funny. My day back, my first day back at the office, Brian walks in the office with the cage in his hands. Like, that's how anxious Mrs. Brian was to get that thing out of the house. He's going to be back today, right? Why don't you bring it in with you?
You know, your guinea pigs were pretty cool. I mean, they didn't even mind the crisper drawer in the refrigerator.
No. Yeah, Mars watched the those are Brian watched the first guinea pig.
Oh.
Which died before, and then we bought the two other guinea pigs, Hera and Juno, and then you watch those guinea pigs.
Yeah. By the way, they get really mad when you eat carrots in front of them too. They get really mad at you. Oh my god! Because I was jealous that the guinea pigs had their little baby carrots, so I bought a bunch for myself, and I'm sitting on the couch eating them, and they're like at the cage going, whoop, 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 and I'm like, no, these are mine.
Those are
you
mine.
cannot have these. These are mine.
How dare you eat carrots and not share?
They were not happy with me.
But yeah, so I thought, well, first I thought I was going to meet Brian's wife picking up the guinea pig, but she sent the guinea pig with him to work that day that I came back. So it's like, well, I guess I don't have to swing by, pick up the guinea pig. So when are we going to dinner? And so we ended up going to dinner when she was out of town for a business trip. And he's like, well, you know, she doesn't care about so I ended up just buying Brian dinner. So I still didn't get to meet her. So, yeah. I don't know. Maybe this trip I'll get to meet her.
Maybe she'll go to Sears with us.
Yeah.
You can find the softer side of Sears.
I think Brian's already stated that she won't be participating in.
Aw, no Sears for her, huh? I thought she was going to dress up as the cop.
That was my idea, but Brian said he doesn't think that she's going to go for that. And I don't know if we're I don't even know what we're really going to do for this promo. I don't know. It feels a little weird to go to an abandoned Sears parking lot, but I think we have to.
I think the one near me is a Sears outlet store or something.
Yeah. Well, there is the Sears at the Southland Mall still has signage up, so we could we'd even have if the film comes out at all. Oh. Well, like I said, we're going to give you a camera too. So we're going to have the Mars cam.
That's fine. I'll do that. That's fine. Too bad that cam's not attached to a drone. I'd love to try to fly that too.
Yeah.
Because me flying a drone near Sears would probably be the best thing in the world. Like, where'd it go? I don't know. It's probably on the roof or something. Heck if I know where it went. I pushed the up and the go button.
So Sparky writes in, Brian said he will not allow her to be involved with Sears shenanigans.
Oh, no, not Sears shenanigans.
So anyways, my plan is to fly in on March 28th, which is a Tuesday.
Wait, March or April?
No, I didn't April. Sorry. April 25th.
I was about to say, dude, that's getting closer. What happened there?
No, April 25th, which is a Tuesday.
Okay.
And I'm flying back on Monday, May 1st, on a red-eye flight.
Okay.
So that'll be fun.
So, but no shouting Mayday on the plane, okay?
I'll be. Red-eye flights suck, but they're cheap.
Oh, I don't mind red eyes. I really don't mind red eyes. I just stay up the night and then sleep on the plane. I'm good.
You know, I can't get a good sleep on a plane, but I can kind of. So it's kind of boring because you're trying to relax and you're kind of tired, but you're not really falling asleep. So you're kind of just you're aware of time passing while relaxing and not wanting to do anything. So it's the most boring sleep you'll ever have. The real problem with the red-eye flight is that Kristen didn't. Well, this isn't a big deal because we're flying home, and then we can just, Kristen can just sleep in the next day.
No, Gators is gonna do it from the terminal.
Actually, I took Tuesday off, so I can. We'll get. All Kristen and I could just sleep when we get home if we didn't sleep much.
That's the smartest idea. Is take Tuesday, the day after off.
Right.
Seriously.
Right. Well, I'm not gonna fly in and then.
And you're not gonna fly. You're not gonna drive into the place on Tuesday either. So.
Right. I mean, flying in on a red-eye flight on Monday means I get home Tuesday morning, so I'm not gonna fly in and then go right to work. So I had to take Tuesday off.
Yeah.
So I have the rest of the day Tuesday to kind of nap, take it easy, get a good night's sleep that night, and try to get on an even schedule Wednesday morning. But the problem with the red-eye, the reason I did this one was because it's the end of the vacation. When we lived in California, red-eye flights there's red-eye flights both ways, but most red-eye flights tend to be west to east. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times the cheapest airfare we could get was to take a red-eye flight from California to the East Coast at the start of our vacation, which set us up for a rough start of the vacation. I think our first red-eye flight was we flew home for Thanksgiving, which was also the weekend of my dad's wedding to my stepmother, and so we went to the lake to visit my aunt and uncle for Thanksgiving dinner, and all Kristen could do was cry the whole drive up there because it was like that bad, like she was that out of it, and I'm panicked because I'm like, you're gonna meet family members for the first time and you're gonna be in tears and they're gonna wonder why, what have I done to her to have her crying so much. And so I'm trying to calm her down, but I'm panicking myself, and it was just, and then we got there. We met them, and she went and she pretty much slept the whole day. She slept right through Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh. Well, that's not the funnest.
So Dune wants to know, how far from New Jersey are you? What, right now here in Massachusetts, or in or by flight, or I'm not sure I follow the question. Dune wants some cheesecake. And then Sparky writes in, so no stream on Monday, May 1st. No. Well, no, we can't. We'll be in a plane. Right now, how far from New Jersey am I? Oh, it's like well, it depends on the traffic, but to visit home, it's like a 5-6 hour drive. Like right now, if I was going to go visit my dad, it would be a well, let's see what the map says. It depends. Sometimes it takes me 6 hours. Sometimes it takes me less.
Yeah.
Like right now, ideal conditions, I can get to my dad's place in 4 hours. Now, mind you, it's probably about 45 minutes past the New Jersey border, so I could get to New Jersey in closer to 3 hours, if we were just counting how far to the border. But to my dad's place, 4 hours. To the shore house, 5 hours, because there's another hour south, plus beach traffic, maybe 6 hours. So it's taken me 6 hours to get to the beach house. Plus that takes in time to stop as well. So it's not a bad drive to Jersey from here. Dune waits in too many hours. Well, it used to be 8 when I lived in Maine. So. Now, Dune's going to be in do you mean Staten Island? For 2 weeks. All right. Well, let's see how long it takes to get to Staten Island from here. That would be 3.5 hours. So we could each drive like 2 hours and meet at like a I-95 rest stop in Connecticut.
Wow, rest stop.
Get some McDonald's.
You get yourself some rest stop sushi while you're there.
I don't know about that. I think there's a video about what happens when you eat rest stop sushi. It ends in the emergency room, where we are now. I don't know, you ever seen that guy on YouTube, that doctor that does those medical cases of bad things that happen? And he always has that line when he was brought to the emergency room, where we are now. Like, because he starts the story with the guy being presented, and then he does the backstory, and then he does to when he was brought into the emergency room, where we are now. Doctors found, blah, 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 blah. What's that guy's name?
I don't know. I just know Steve, the guy who eats the MREs from like 80 years ago.
He got
botulism for like 8 months, I think, too.
Ooh, that's not good. But no, yeah, that guy. I like to call him Asian Video Vamp.
Oh no!
Actually, it was Neo that introduced me to that channel because she brought the link to the show one time.
Yeah.
It was a video about a guy who drank a snow globe to try to get drunk. I think he ended up dying in that one.
What? Why are you drinking a snow globe? That's special.
Alcoholism's a hell of a thing,
Is there alcohol in a snow globe?
I didn't think of that, but an alcoholic did.
maybe he looked at the snow globe and said, "Goldschlager, let's go."
The channel name is Chubby Emu. Chubby Emu. And he like for example, he did a video about a guy.
This throat numbing spray is medicine. There's a label on the bottle required by law telling you how to take it. And there's a warning on that label saying what can happen if you take too much. Like this. That's a lot of sprays. Just be careful when you're taking it.
Asian video vamp
swallowed 1 bottle of throat numbing spray while eating spicy food. This is what happened to his brain. RJ is a 21-year-old man presenting to the emergency room with shortness of breath, nausea.
I drank Chloraseptic. I'm special.
Yeah. It goes on to now. I don't know if that some of the cases are based on real cases, and some of them are fictional ones that are made to be what would happen. Because actually chugging down a bottle of throat numbing spray is a pretty extreme example.
Don't bring that up. People will start doing that on TikTok.
No, don't.
They'll be like, drink the throat numbing spray and Tide Pod.
I mean, he did do an example of NyQuil chicken.
You know, a lot of people are doing NyQuil chicken. I don't understand that.
Well, the whole point of it is no one wants it. It's one of those, you know, like gross out type of challenges.
So my question is, Gators, does it turn you green or blue?
No, NyQuil chicken is green.
So they don't use the blue one.
No.
What about? Oh, they can make sleepy chicken. Just use the Z part of NyQuil.
There you go.
Just make it red, you know.
Now I've realized I've made a huge mistake because Sparky Toaster now knows where I live and knows when I'll be away. And so Sparky's just written in, I have from April 26th to the 30th to paint Johnny's house pink.
You know, I'm sure it could use a fresh coat of paint.
And Dude points out that he has a scaffold. I would laugh so hard if I came back to a pink house.
You know what? I would approve.
What could I do but laugh?
You'd be like, wow, it's so clean looking.
I hope that increases the value. That's all I really care about is the resale value. I don't care much about beyond that.
And you see we have a fresh coat of paint on our house. Ignore the walls inside.
Now, Mod Pro asks, what's NyQuil chicken? You know, some of these dumb things that go viral, just I don't get. And NyQuil chicken is one of those ones I don't get. But at some point, the concept of cooking chicken in NyQuil went viral. I think it's one of those things that someone posted a picture on the internet, and the idea was so random and stupid that people kept reposting it, which then leads to people on TikTok doing it for the lulz and the views and the counts and whatnot. And of course, the thing is that, as a doctor would point out, that's a very dangerous. Now, the people that are doing it are probably not doing it to extreme extents. They're probably tossing it out. They're probably only eating a bite or two. So, yeah, bad idea to ingest medicine for non-medical reasons. But taking an extra dose of NyQuil when you don't need it probably isn't going to kill you. But, you know, not a doctor, not recommending it.
Didn't
not
they
to
take
mention
all the good stuff out of it in the 90s?
I don't know, but when you dump a whole bottle of NyQuil into a frying pan to fry up chicken in it, you really don't have control over the dosage and how much is soaked into the piece of chicken you're eating. So you're really entering into unknown dosage territory there.
Don't let that sit on your stove, man. Can you imagine not cleaning the NyQuil pan? That's
probably
not going to be fun.
Probably not good to breathe in the NyQuil fumes that start flying in the air either. You know, it's probably not.
That's the good stuff right there.
That's
you get a little
pre
before the main attraction, right?
I smoke my NyQuil.
Oh dear God.
Most people take a shot. I smoke it, but no. But Chubby Emu did an example of a hypothetical medical case. What would happen? But he did it to the extreme. Like, he did it to the extreme that the person dumped 3 bottles of NyQuil in the frying pan with the chicken, ate the chicken, and then chugged down the drippings in the frying pan. So he basically did a medical study of what would probably happen to someone who basically just chugged 3 bottles of NyQuil, which is him trying to do the extreme example of why you shouldn't mess with this.
But you didn't get any protein in that if they didn't eat the chicken.
No, they ate the chicken and they drank the drippings.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
No waste.
And it is but it was not based on I don't think anyone has really been hospitalized for NyQuil chicken, but don't quote me on that.
Oh.
Now Dune writes in, so Johnny, are you going to Steam baking casts tonight as a show of solidarity? Steam baking casts? Oh, stream baking. Oh, like he did yesterday. No, I'm not gonna.
Oh.
You know, Dune, if one of us gets banned, the other one needs to continue to keep their foot in the door to keep.
You guys both have a channel.
It doesn't do us any good to get both of our channels in trouble. But I will say that now here's the thing, a little update. So for those that don't know, Dune discovered a Twitch knockoff channel called Kick.com.
Dude, they have some lewd stuff on there. I was looking at that yesterday. I was like, dude, what is going on here?
So Dune and I were under the impression that Kick.com was basically a Wild West version of Twitch where anything goes.
It is.
Well, it's not really, because the channel that we were watching yesterday, which consisted of a household of at least 3 girls, and I think there might have been 2 guys, But at some point, we were only seeing one guy, and I was really only paying attention to the 3 girls. And the girls were basically wearing string bikini panties and pasties. Like, the breasts were just hanging out, but they were covering their nipples with pasties. And after our show, Dune and I went back to check the channel out again. They got banned. So, no, Kick will ban you for just letting the titties fly with pasties on. And I did find that
Dune knows all.
yeah. But they did that Sparky. Oh, so Dune was messaging both of us. They did come back under another name. Now the other name that they registered, though, they put bikini tops on, so they toned it down for their return. So now the thing is that I went looking on Kick.com today to find a TOS and things like that, and I copy pasted some stuff to Dune, and they have very similar terms of service as Twitch has, although I don't have Twitches up in front of me. But let me just pull up what I copy pasted to Dune relating to. Go ahead, Mars.
I'm just saying, if you guys really want to look at stuff like that, it's just all porn, though. There's one called I'm saying CB, that's all I'm saying. If you know which site that is. Because that word will get you banned from Twitch. So.
Well, I mean, I don't, if I want to watch porn, I'll watch porn, but sometimes it's, it's interesting to see.
You can interact with them, Gators. Now you have to pay coins and stuff, apparently, but. Yes, CB radio. Yes, exactly.
CB radio.
Was that 11 meter? CB was 11 meters, 26 point whatever, and I'm not sure.
But anyways, let me see if I can find my. There we go. All right. So they had restrictions, and one of the restrictions they have is contain nudity. So your channel cannot contain nudity or pornographic or depict sexual activity, actual or simulated. And that's when I started to question, well, what defines nudity? Because I think that was where they were like, well, we're covered our nipples with pasties, so we're technically not nude. I mean, heck, you could be wearing a glove and not be nude. But then I found some other verbiage on there. Facilitate, encourage, offer, or solicit sexual content. Well, what qualifies as encouraging sexual conduct? I mean, just looking attractive might encourage someone. I'm not saying that that's how it should be, or but someone might argue that the way some of the streamers dress encourages sexual conduct, and that's pretty bullshitty. All right, here we go. To ensure content is safe for our diverse community, sexually suggestive content is prohibited on Kick. This includes, but is not limited to, erotic or sexually suggestive dancing or gestures, sexually suggestive clothing, sexually suggestive commentary, viewing of sexually explicit content on stream, sexually suggestive emoticons, avatars, images, links. So basically, Kick.com does have similar TOS verbiage to Twitch. It all comes down to the enforcement. And I think what we've seen is that Kick is not enforcing as strict as Twitch is, because we got girls with ass cams on Kick. And that clearly goes again, and that clearly is sexually suggestive and sexually suggestive clothing when someone's bare ass is hanging out on cam. But Kick's not banning them. So I really don't know. I really don't know. But it's
Okay.
Sparky writes in, I think after the guy laid down on his back and one of them sat on his face while his tongue was out, kind of pushed TOS to the lip. Oh, man, did I tune out too soon?
Oh, dear.
I missed that.
That's why I just read, my screener read that, and I'm like, I see.
I mean, they were really pushing the bounds of being flirty. Like I said, there was one point where I noticed that the girl was kissing the guy's controller. Well, the guy was playing video games with the controller on his lap, so it looked very suggestive the way she leaned over to kiss his controller. But there was times where they were like rubbing faces and crotches, which we were describing the stream yesterday. So yeah, they that channel was clearly like really testing what limits they could push, and they found it. But apparently, hanging out in bikinis on cam playing video games is perfectly fine. So, because the second channel, and they haven't gotten banned for ban evasion, because technically, Twitch wouldn't stand for that shit, signing up for a second channel after getting banned. No. So Kick is a little Wild West, but they do have limits and they do have policies that they could choose to enforce. Dune says nope. It's gone. The second channel's gone. Huh. So I guess they got caught on the second channel, but Dune found their website. But and they have an only that thing.
Only F.
Yeah,
only
F.
farmers.
Are we not allowed to say OnlyFans?
I don't think we are.
Oh, okay. Well then,
It might part I've never read the TOS. I have to let you know.
Okay,
but
then
I don't think we are.
I won't say OnlyFans then.
Okay, don't say it.
Yeah, no, you don't say it. I won't.
Only
say
friends.
it.
Only farmers.
Only farmers. FarmersOnly.com. Dune is right. Their second channel got banned. Austin Films. So okay, so I don't know if they pushed their luck again or if they got kicked off for ban evasion, but Kick will ban you. So it's right there in the name.
Okay.
Huh. Interesting.
Are you guys gonna simulcast the Kick now? Is that part of Dune's his fancy software that streams everything?
I see no reason to do that. I think we got our bases covered with Twitch and YouTube.
But you'll get some interesting chat on that one.
You know what? I wonder. Here's the thing: is that it is not easy to start up a video streaming site that lets anyone sign up and start relaying. I mean, the amount of bandwidth and resources it takes to host and push out all that content, that's no small feat. So there's some financial backing there, and I mean, you have to have a plan to be profitable. And I think Kick's big advertisement or big push is that they're not taking a cut like Twitch is taken, so that content providers can get donations directly from the viewers. I think they're not being a middleman in the donations that are being made. So where is Kick making their money? Because
I don't know. Maybe do they do ads?
I
didn't see any ads at one channel I was on, but
that's the thing. I haven't seen ads, and I don't see them taking a cut, or if they're taking a cut, it's a smaller cut.
Yeah.
So they do take a cut. Sparky writes in, Kick only takes like 10 or 5%, and that's the thing is Twitch has been upping their percentage.
Yeah, they're almost at 50% now, aren't they?
But Twitch is also running a very expensive operation. Now I don't know what their expenses are and the profits are, so I really don't want to get in the middle of that. I'm just I'm not saying that they're the good guys or they're the bad guys, just that they're taking a big cut, but they're also running an expensive business. And so Kick, I think, is trying to prove that they can run it and sustain something taking a smaller cut and allowing their creators to be more profitable to themselves and get their subs. But I really, will it be profitable? Will Kick be able to sustain that? That's not going to be an easy thing. And where did it come from? Because someone had to invest a huge chunk of money to make that happen.
I don't know. Like Twitch is owned by Amazon now, and I have a feeling if Twitch had been owned by Amazon, it may not have been what it is now.
Right.
Because I think Amazon popped some dollar down for that.
All right. Let me. Kick.com is an internet software and services company based in San Francisco. Kick.com's investors includes 550 digital media venture and UV partners.
Wow, they're ultraviolet.
What's that?
A UV partner?
Yeah.
An ultraviolet? I don't know.
Okay.
I know they have the little... Oh, that's not the UV button. Never mind.
I wonder if we're allowed to be talking about this on Twitch.
I don't know. I don't think it'd be a problem.
Tyler Trainwreck Nicknam recently announced he'll be streaming on startup platform Kick, condemning Twitch for its 50-50 subscriber revenue split. But despite some promising features, plenty of people have expressed skepticism about the site, which I'm kind of being a skeptic right now. So, but I think it's understandable to be skeptical about the longevity of it, especially since we've seen many of these sites come and go. When Train first announced his decision to join Kick, former Twitch director of creative development Marcus DJ Wheat Graham tweeted Kick is a sham, noting a lack of investors mentioned on the site among other red flags. DJ Wheat added Kick seemed to center around gambling, which was recently banned from Twitch.
Oh yeah, I saw there was a slot machine or something on there. I was like, well,
Yeah.
there's like casinos on Kick. I was surprised.
Trainwreck was heavy into gambling streams on Twitch, but had to do a major content pivot when Twitch announced that gambling was no longer allowed. This seemed to be one of the reasons behind Trainwreck's decision to find another platform to stream on. Let's see. Who owns Kick.com? Train wasn't the only one to respond to the ongoing accusations surrounding Kick. The streaming startup itself also emailed the Washington Post about the confusing ownership situation. The email explained that Stake is not involved with Kick at all. Stake's owner, however, is an investor. Oh, okay. I skipped a paragraph. Train recommended the crypto gambling website Stake plays a role in Kick. He explained Eddie Craven, the owner of Stake, invested in Kick. Stake itself is not an investor, however. So the guy that owns Stake invested in Kick.
I would like to invest in Stake, please.
Yeah. Sounds good to me.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
I don't know
they-
how they are with DMCA music, Sparky. I'm not sure.
So yeah, basically there are disgruntled Twitch streamers that have moved on to Kick. Kick has investors, but I think we all know that the question is it sustainable? Will it be profitable? Will it make a return to its investors that will allow it to keep going? That's the question. We'll have to watch. Sparky Toaster writes in Prime Rib.
Yeah.
Oh, Sparky points out something. How is Kick with DMCA issues music? Well, that's the thing is that, mind you, I mean, the only reason that Twitch is things have calmed down on Twitch is because Twitch basically made a settlement agreement with the music industry, which doesn't change copyright law and doesn't change the fact that people that play music are afoul of it. It's just that, it's basically Twitch paid some hush money, which is probably why Twitch had to, take bigger cuts. I mean, that's what it comes down to, is that in exchange for hush money and for a cut of the profits, the music industry is more lenient unless certain content, that's the thing. An owner of the content could make a complaint and say, hey, dude, get that taken down, and they'll take it down. But they won't be as proactively attacking. It's kind of, YouTube had to do it, Twitch had to do it, which means I guess what it comes down to is there money to be shaken down? Because mind you, Twitch was flying under the radar for many years before the music industry started shaking down Twitch and issuing copyright strikes and harassing people. And so that's what happens is something grows, becomes big, becomes profitable. The music industry sees something that they should get a cut of, and then they start harassing the end users, and then the entity has to make a deal with them to get them to kind of cool it. Now, that's my take on it. A lawyer could probably point out all the reasons why my explanation is completely wrong, but I'm not a lawyer, so...
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say Twitch seems to handle it. I mean, I'm not. What? Okay. That just threw me off. Thank you. No, I was gonna say I'm not a streamer, so I'm not sure how it works. I just know like people can stream DMCA copyrighted stuff on Twitch, but then their VODs get completely muted in that part.
Right.
And
Well,
I don't know if they send you a thing that says bad person, you should not play this, or their strikes or demonetization, or I don't know.
I mean, basically, if I were to start playing Led Zeppelin right now,
Yeah.
I would be opening myself up to potential copyright infringement lawsuits. And Led Zeppelin or Atlantic Records, or what is Atlantic under? Warner. Are they part of Universal now at this point? I don't know. I can't keep track. But they could sue me for that. But what happens is a lot of people put music in the background. Things get muted. But there is an agreement and some money that's supposed to offset the losses or whatever that's exchanging hands. But that still doesn't change the fact that you're in violation of copyright law, and if they choose to, they can enforce that.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a, the agreement between Twitch and the music industry is, all right, we'll cool down, but we reserve the right to continue being dicks if we choose to. So, like, if I, bring a Led Zeppelin song up, and Robert Plant and Jimmy Page see that, and they're like, oh, fuck no, not this Gators dude, and I don't like the stuff he's saying with that. Yeah, they could stick the lawyers on me, and they could, but of course, I'm in breach of copyright law, but then they'd have to demonstrate damages. And that's the difficult thing. People that got busted for downloading, they really went after them for the uploading that was happening simultaneously, and claiming that the damages were, well, you uploaded 5,000 copies of this song at, this much per upload. That's this much.
But if
lost
you want
revenue.
faster downloads, you have to up your uploads. That's the problem, you guys. If I do it, I'd turn my uploads off and be a jerk, and then get on my music. But the problem is, you can't get. You get like half a K download if you turn off. Oh, never mind. Not like I would know this. Never mind this. Forget it.
But that's where they get the big money, because each upload is lost revenue in theory. Now, I think that's bullshit to call each upload lost revenue, because not everyone that was downloading from you was actually going to buy it. Not to mention, some people download things they already have and they already paid. Not to mention that they only downloaded portions from you because they're downloading portions from everyone. But that's what they try to claim. They try to claim you uploaded 10,000 copies at $1. That's $10,000 per download from iTunes. That's $10,000 in damages. So that's the thing, is that if they're going to sue you, they have to come up with a calculation or a way to calculate the amount of damages you caused that you owe them, and they'll come up with a huge fucking number to their worst case scenario. So that's the thing, is that's how that works. But because there's an agreement between Twitch and the music industry that some money is funneling their way, they're kind of playing it cool to let this thrive. But that doesn't mean that they can't go after you if they choose to. You're still in violation of the law if you're playing a licensed song. That's just it's just that if the moment passes and you take down the VOD, less of a chance that someone's going to come. I mean, the evidence is gone at that point, except for what's on Twitch servers, but Twitch ain't ratting us out.
Well, the thing is, you don't even need to take it down. They just auto-mute it. So
Right. There was that, but not technically everything should be auto-muted, but only certain things are auto-muted, which basically means that there are certain things that certain people said, I don't want that on those, mute those. Technically, if Five Hit Dune's show were being held to the letter of the law, his VOD would be completely muted beginning to end of show.
I don't know. I've actually never watched the VOD. I usually watch him live.
Right, well, he takes the VOD down anyways, which is smart.
Oh.
Yeah. Don't leave. Because that's filled. That's the Five Hit Dune is 3 hours of copyright infringement. You could use that tagline in your next promo.
But there's also
you could have that one.
There's also 35 minutes of golden speaking during the show too.
Yeah. But
usually recently about gambling, but we won't talk about that.
Dude writes in, wow.
It's true though. It's true.
That's the thing. Dune does not own the music content he plays. So yeah, the 5-hit is 3 hours of copyright infringement. But powers that be have decided to be cool about that, to let the things that are there thrive.
They say, "Oh, it's Dune. He's cool.
Right.
We'll look the other way. It's all good."
I mean, that's the one thing, is that taking down the VOD, and basically being I mean, Dune's out there promoting stuff, so someone who's smart would look at that and be like, but the other side of it is if you let one person do it, then you let everyone do it. And if you let everyone play all your music for free, where does the money come in?
Well,
I mean, that's the thing.
The radio, don't we?
FM is an industry based on royalties.
That's true. It's all
radio
clear
stations
now, right?
pay royalties to play that music. It's always been that way.
It's all what do they call it? Was it Odyssey? It's all Odyssey now, and iHeart owns the radio stations.
Well, the weird thing is that I say that the FM radio pays royalties in the music industry because that's the music industry's content that the radio stations are using to draw on listeners and advertising to make money, so the industry gets a cut. But then the other side of that token is that then the industry would also pay radio stations payola to get their records out there on the radio to get promotion and to increase their sales. So it's kind of funny to think that money was flying back and forth. Radio stations paying money for the content that draws in viewers, but then the industry paying the radio station to play their stuff. Of course, then it became illegal for the industry to pay the radio station to play their records. It's a crazy business, but what business isn't?
I don't know. I don't listen to radio much anymore. I mean, I listen to iHeartRadio on my Echo. But that's about it. But those are just regular stations now. Like I listen to KCBS, and that's basically Odyssey. That's what they're all underneath now. So
Dune writes in he learned the term payola on WKRP. I learned the term payola on Square
in Cincinnati.
One. Yeah, I learned the term payola watching Square One. MathNet.
Wait. Is Dirk Niblick in that?
You don't remember MathNet on Square
I
One
remember
TV?
it with Dirk Niblick. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. There was Mathman too. He was cool.
And Sparky pointing out that bandwidth costs money in the server farms. Writes that I've been inside a few server farms. The sound of fans in those can be crazy. Rows and rows of racks. Oh yeah. The data's got to go somewhere. I mean, the cloud is someone else's computer. Anyways, yeah. So, what things should we do? Assuming that you're still in town when I fly into town.
I should be here.
Yeah.
There's no weddings this year.
There's no weddings because I remember last year I was going to pull the trigger and I didn't, and then you had a wedding, and it's like, oh wow, I lucked out. I didn't.
Yeah, my half brother Landon had his wedding like the weekend after Easter, and everybody's like, why are you doing it then? It's because what happened was he actually was. They were actually. Oh, stop! No black bear pies right now. Stop it. No, he was gonna have his wedding last year, the year before that, but COVID hit, so they're like, no. We're not doing it. And they're like, but we will hold your money for they got married at a golf course. It's actually pretty neat area. But they said, yeah, we'll hold your money for like a year because we know. So
yeah,
we just did that.
So anyways, I'm going to be staying at La Quinta. So I'm like probably walking distance from you.
Where's your hotel?
La Quinta.
Oh, that's not far.
Yeah, it's not far. Well, I mean, I used to drive past it every day. So, And I remember Nick used to always joke that La Quinta is Spanish for next to the Denny's. Because
there's a Denny's closer to me now. It's right at the end of the street now.
You know, I was mapping out the area to see what's still open and what isn't. What was that? Diggers closed years ago.
Yeah, Diggers is gone. That's a shame.
So we can't go there.
Yeah.
Of course, Black Bear's still open, as Dune pointed out.
Yeah.
The Eon Coffee's still there, so we'll go get
I hope so. I was just there.
Yeah.
There's a Denny's right there now.
Yeah.
Jack in the Box is still open, as far as I know.
Yeah, I saw the Denny's, and I'm like, what? What was that? That used to be something else. It wasn't.
It was a fish. It was actually. Oh, there's no Del Taco here.
Huh. Oh, there's a Buffalo Wild Wings there now.
Yeah, that one during school about 6 o'clock is packed.
Hmm.
Because all the kids go to the Buffalo Wild Wings.
You know, I like wings. I don't think I've ever left a Buffalo Wild Wings that satisfied. It's always like, well, they're okay.
Yeah.
You know, they're all right.
You want to go to smaller, you want to go to independent places. But
Yeah. Wingstop, I think, is a chain.
yeah,
in the
Wingstop
area.
is decent.
But yeah. So I mean, I'm thinking, what you probably work most of the week, right? You're.
Yeah,
So,
I do work the rest of the week, but I can take off if we need to. That's not a
Yeah.
big deal.
well, I mean, I planned it so I would be there for a full weekend. So I'm not flying out until Monday. So
Yeah.
we got Saturday, Sunday. I don't know. Do you ever go into the city and do stuff there?
I
or do you
don't go into the city very much anymore. I have no reason to. The city's basically for people who work in the city and tourists. You know, I just don't. I don't go to the city at all. You know.
I mean, because certainly there's plenty we can do local, and I do
Yeah.
have the dilemma: should I rent a car or should I Uber it? Because I know I don't want to rent a car and then drive to the BART station like on a Wednesday past rush hour, because you get into the BART station on a weekday after rush hour, that parking lot's filled. You're not going to.
If you're gonna rent a car, honestly, just drive the car. Don't take transit. But
Well, I don't drive into the city because then you got to find parking in the city. So I always like to take
you
BART.
take I usually take an Uber or a Lyft to the BART and then go. But that's me.
Yeah, and I mean that's what I could do. I could take, but then it also would be nice to have a rental car, because then I could just swing by, pick you up, and we can go drive someplace like for dinner or to hang out. Well, although there is plenty nearby too, like the coffee shop, and then plus Brian probably come hang out with us a bit, so he can show for us some. And also we could just get an Uber if we need to go someplace that's not walking distance. So I'm kind of. But I could rent a cheap car for like $250 for the week, which is not bad.
That's actually not bad for a week. $250. That's not bad.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I've seen a way more expensive than that. That's not bad.
Well, that's the cheap rental place that you had to take the shuttle to from the airport, the Fox car rental. Which to me, like, what's the difference between Fox?
You know what? If it has four wheels and goes, then it's called a car.
Yeah, as long as they.
It's when it doesn't go. It's.
Yeah.
Oh.
What?
I was just reading the chat.
Oh, let me bring that up. Let's see. Buffalo wings and rings is better. Sparky Ray says there's plenty of stuff to do. Mars can take Johnny to his neighbors to see the table that Mars got.
Oh my God.
You could go put on a chicken suit and go inside a Chick-fil-A and record the event.
I will not do that.
Sparky voting for Uber. You could both jump on an e-scooter or an e-bike.
Yes. Yeah. You know what? If I get on an e-bike, you better be recording that, because there are going to be some people flat on the ground afterward.
So I know I will be spending some days, kind of. I mean, I'm coming to San Francisco to see San Francisco, but I don't need to go there every. Like, we'll fly in Tuesday, we'll check in, and then we'll probably, swing by your place, grab a cup of coffee in the evening if you're around Tuesday evening. I mean,
yeah.
Take it easy. But then the rest of the week, I don't know what days I'm going to go in the city and what. But certainly at some point we'll probably go to Fisherman's Wharf, spend an afternoon.
You gotta
there.
do the usual Fisherman's Wharf, Golden Gate Park, standard procedure stuff like that.
Right.
Walk around.
I mean, Fisherman's Wharf's great because they have all those carts there that have like the fish and chips and the fresh seafood and usually. I'm assuming that the weather's going to be. I mean, the weather's usually. I mean, April isn't guaranteed good weather. We're probably coming into the good weather season, but San Fran's usually pretty good springtime. It might be a little foggy or chilly in the morning.
Yeah, I think it depends. It's April. Weather's really weird this year. We're like El Nino, so we don't get rain, and we've had more rain this year than we've had in 12 years. So,
but I know all the times that Seth came out to visit us, he came out in March or April, and we always lucked out with beautiful weather, beautiful weeks, great times, just kind of chilling in the city.
It'll probably be in the 70s or 80s. I'm not gonna.
So I don't know if you want to come into the city for.
I'll hang out with you guys. I have no problem with that.
Okay, all right. We'll figure out what we do what days, and because one thing we'd definitely do is get to the Tea Garden at some point.
Oh yeah, that's a nice area.
Yeah, I mean that's the time. We'll get down to Golden Gate Park and get to the tea garden, and that's a nice afternoon. We'll probably shoot some film there. Plenty to shoot film of there. Of course, at some point I'm going to have to hit the record stores.
You're gonna hit your funky record store?
Yeah, well, the Funky shop has been closed.
Actually,
no! A few of my regulars have closed, but Amoeba's still
no.
open. Recycled Records is closed. Jack's Record Cellar's closed.
Those Rasputins.
Rasputin. There's not a Rasputin in Haight-Ashbury anymore. And the Rasputin in San Leandro or San Lorenzo closed.
Did that one close?
Yeah. So, but I think the Rasputin in Berkeley is still open. But there used to be one in Haight-Ashbury that's closed. But Rookie Ricardo's is still open, and Groove Merchant and Grooves are still open. So that's between Amoeba, Rookie Ricardo, Groove Merchant, Grooves, that's 4 record stores I could still hit. It's just that it's a long walk from Amoeba to Rookie Ricardo's. So because usually I hit Recycled Records and Jack's Record Cellar between those. So it's like because Amoeba's all the way up by Golden Gate Park. And then Rookie Ricardo's is like getting closer to Van Ness, so it's a bit of a walk between the two.
A walk.
Yeah, but it wasn't as much bad of a walk when there was 2 other stops on the way there. Shop record, and usually when we did that, Chris and I would go into San Francisco. She would hang out like at the park or kind of Union Square or at the park or wherever, hang out there, do some shopping at the mall, and I'd continue on to Haight-Ashbury and hit all the record stores. And then by the time I'm done record shopping, it's getting close to dinner time, we'd meet up and we'd either grab some dinner in the city or we'd get Bart back and grab some bun and run on our way back to the apartment, depending what time it was and how much was left in my wallet after record shopping. But I also, if I do too much record shopping, then I gotta find a box and ship it back home.
Understandable.
And no one wants to go record shopping with me because, well, I don't think you're. I flipping through bins of records doesn't seem like something that'd be fun for you.
I people watch. I look at all the other crazy people in the stores doing the same thing.
Oh, so you can come record shopping with me while Kristen hangs out in the. I don't. No, if we go to Golden Gates Park, you coming with us? We probably won't go record shopping that day. I'll probably find another day that less is going on to do my little rounds on the record stores. And of course we might have to try live streaming some things.
Maybe.
Now Dune writes in dollar records. Amoeba has a pretty good cheap section that has $1 and $2 records. Sparky writes in, personally, I don't care what you do, Johnny. I will be busy while you're away. Wink, wink. I think we'll connect to do a few live streams. We might. In fact, I think if we get to the Sears parking lot, we have to live stream some of that from a phone or something.
Oh, there you
go. Dune wants to know why I hate Ashberries. No. It's Haight-Ashbury. It's a district in San Fran. It's actually intersection of 2 streets. There's Haight Street and Ashbury Street, and Haight Street is the street I generally would walk on, and most of the record stores are on Haight Street, except Jack's Record Cellar was a block over from Haight Street, so I'd basically just get up to the end of Haight Street at Golden Gate Park, and that's where Amoeba is, and just walk my way back towards the downtown from there. And walk the whole way down to Market Street.
That's a walk.
Yeah, that is a walk. But there were used to be like 5 record stores along the way, and it's not bad. It's not that bad of a walk, really.
I don't know. When I first came here, a couple of my friends go, "Oh yeah, we're in Chinatown. We'll just walk to Japantown." I'm like, "Okay, well, that's fine. We'll do that."
That's a walk.
And so they take me over California Street. We walked it. California Street is like a 65% incline, and at one point I was on all 4s going up it. Yeah, and they're like, "Oh yeah, that's so cool. It's the easiest way." And then on the way back, they go, "Oh, we'll just take the trolley. It's flat here." And I'm like, "What do you mean there's a flat part? I don't know San Francisco. I didn't know." I'm like, "You guys are mean."
That is. Oh, that reminds me. Oh yeah, I guess that there was another record store I used to visit that was off that path. That sometimes I'd go in a different way over to. I'd take the what is it? The Castro station. Stations at the Castro.
Yeah,
There was a record store near there that had amazing disco selections. So
for some reason, I can see that.
Go figure. The record store near the Castro has an awesome disco selection.
Yeah. Yeah.
Castro's kind of a gay area.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Amazing. I always got good disc TK 12-inch singles, but I think that store closed. But I remember one time I was at that store, and I was able to. I figured out if I walked a few blocks over, I could cut over to Haight and get to Jack's Record Cellar easily from there. And at some point, I got confused because Market Street is on an angle. So when you cross an intersection, you're actually crossing two roads, one that's going east-west, one that's going north-south. And I got confused which one was which, and I started walking in the wrong direction, thinking I was walking towards Haight, but I was actually walking up a cliff. And I remember I got halfway up the cliff, and I could barely... I mean, it's like there's this side... It wasn't even a stepped sidewalk. It was just a plain sidewalk, but it was such a steep... I don't know how anyone...
Were you going over California Street?
I'm pretty south of California Street, but
yeah, those things are horrible.
But it was one of those roads that like you basically had to crawl to get up the street. And it's just this normal sidewalk, and like you look at it, it's like, oh, it's just a block. I can do that. And then you get like halfway up it, and like you're like falling backwards. You're shuffling. You're winded. And then I pulled up my phone and I saw I was going the wrong direction. So
could you imagine if it was icy? You just like slide down the street.
Oh, I wouldn't even try it.
I'd be like,
that
could
some
be
spikes
fun.
or something.
No, it'd be fun. You just go on the sidewalk and go, okay, let me get my trash bag, and I'll just slide down here to the end of the street and go.
All right, well that sounds cool. You'll have to come with us to San Fran at least one of our trips in, and we'll also do plenty in Hayward. You know, get coffee. Get dinner. I'll have to see if we can get Brian to come with us into the city, or if he just... I don't know. We'll have to... When Brian's back in a few weeks, we're going to have to ask him what he wants to do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But I wonder if we should take a drive out to the old Tharco building. It's abandoned. There's nothing there.
Oh.
But a building.
Oh, there might be something there. If it's abandoned, there's going to be big homeless there probably.
Well, it's a pretty isolated area. It's a dead-end street on the other side of a train track that's near a water treatment plant. So it's
over by the train tracks, it's abandoned. Okay.
You're right. That would be a place for the... maybe it's not such a good idea to drive.
I mean, we can drive. You can drive by it. Say, "Oh, that's nice." Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, there's a lot of I'm looking at the street view of it right now, which was taken just last month, and there's a lot of storage containers parked in the parking lot.
Oh, wait, so it's moving in.
I don't know if it's moving in or moving out or what.
They just now moving out?
Well, I mean, keep in mind, there's, corrugator and machines and things like that. Those are big, bulky things that are hard to move. Maybe they've been sitting there for a while. Maybe they're only, I don't know. I don't know why. You know what? Let's screen share this and let people, and Spark goes, wait, go where? The building I used to work at.
You know that building's probably flooded right now with all our rain.
Oh, yeah. Well, the phones certainly don't work because anytime it rained, the phone stopped working.
Yeah.
But yeah, here's the old building I used to work at, and that sign used to have a this slab thing used to have a Tharco logo in there, and then they changed it out to a PCA. But yeah, this is the building I worked in for all the years I lived there, and now there's all these containers in the. Oh wow! Now I'm in the parking lot. How did that happen?
You're in the park. They kicked you out.
the Street View let me go into the parking lot, but now this is from June of 2022. So these containers showed up sometime between June of last year and January of this year. But yeah, now
still
there's yeah, I don't know. Maybe someone is moving in. Maybe someone bought you know what? We're gonna have to drive by it to see.
Watch it be a Walmart now.
But you know what's really cool about Google Street View is that you can go back to all the past dates that people have driven by there. So if I come over here and take a look, heck, I could go back to January of 2014 and look at all those cars in the parking lot. And
now can you find your car?
You know, I think I can. I think
it's the one that doesn't start any. Yeah, you can't start it anymore, but there's your car.
There's my car. Back when I used to be able to drive it every day. Yeah, there it is. There's the old wagon. And we can go back to June of 2011. And there's my car. There's the wagon. There's the top of the wagon there.
Same place.
Yeah, parked in the same place.
There you go.
Yeah. There it is. And there's the Tharco sign right there.
I know Google Earth you can do it, Sparky. I don't know about like the online version. I've only used the Google Earth app itself.
And there it is, an abandoned building again. Yeah. There's really, there used to be a restaurant down here, which is an odd place for a restaurant because like there's no reason to come here unless you're working here. And down here, like at the very end, there was I don't think the building's even there anymore. Because every now and then we walk down there for lunch. Oh, maybe it's this building. No, that's a parking lot. Maybe it's this building. Anyways, and then there's a waste treatment plant down here. But it's so off the beaten path of anything. It's just, down here. Isolated from a train track. Because when a train crosses, it pretty much isolates you here. It's a really isolated area. So I don't know. There's no good reason to go out there. Sparky wants to know, how do you pull up old dates on maps? Oh, let me show that again. So let me go ahead and share a browser window and show that. That's really cool, actually, that you can do that. So I'm going to go ahead and share this window, and I'm going to go to maps.google.com. And let me just zoom out of my town, and let's go back to Hayward. So let's take a look at where I'll be staying, in case Sparky wants to come and visit me for the 1 week I'm staying there. So I'm going to be
he'll send postcards.
Send postcards to the hotel. Here's La Quinta. Which is not next to a Denny's, but they did put a Denny's in nearby there. And so now I'm going to go ahead and grab the little yellow person down the bottom right corner here and pop it right here in front of La Quinta. And there is La Quinta. And there's a restaurant that's nearby the La Quinta. And now over here in the top left corner where it kind of shows the address and where we are, it shows that this picture was taken November of 2022. And there's this link here for see more dates. You click that and it brings up this selection of different dates that they have for the particular spot that you are right now. So we can come back here to April of 2008. And now this is what this looked like in April of 2008. And we can continue kind of moving along, and as long as it can, it will stay in the same date if it still has. Actually, right now it jumped to April 2017.
Okay, there you go.
But heck, for example, if I wanted to, I could pull up. We can go up a bit to Oakland here, and we can kind of come down over here to where am I looking for? I'm looking for 35th Avenue. All right, so there's Fruitvale Station, which is famous for some event that happened there at some point.
Well, there was a movie there. There was some other stuff there. There's been lots of muggings and stabbings and standard shootings and stuff.
Someone grabbed the
standard
wrong thing
art.
and did the wrong thing, and someone ended up.
Yeah.
But if we come over here to no, that's Maple, Arkansas. Oh, here we go, Laurel Avenue, and that's 3350 Laurel Avenue. That was my first apartment in Oakland. So we're going to come over here to this intersection of Arkansas and Laurel. And this is a great intersection because if you look at this, you may notice that there's something missing. There are no stop signs on this intersection. Now, luckily, it's kind of out of the way and it's a dead end over here. So there's not much in the way of through traffic. But every other four-way intersection I've been at has stop signs at least one of the directions, except this one that I lived on the corner of. No stop sign. This is a free-for-all right here.
Stop signs are just suggested anyway, right?
But anyways, if we come up and pull up the Seymour dates here, and we pull back to April of 2011, there's my car again. So this must have been taken on like a weekend, it's still light out, so it's not an evening. So this must have been taken on a weekend because otherwise my car would be at work. But here we are, April 2011. So for all we know, I could be while this picture was taken on the other side of this window over here, in the corner of my kitchen, streaming a show.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, that was my first apartment. And there it is, parked car, and they blur out the license plate. So, which that
that's
plate's
nice
not on
of
that
them.
car anymore, anyways.
Well, you still have the car. You still have the license.
I still have the car, and
Yeah.
it's got Massachusetts plates on it now.
And it doesn't go anywhere.
Now, did you send the link for the Pep? Oh, yes, you did.
Yes, I did.
So have you had the Pepsi Peeps?
I have not had the Peepsy yet.
Peepsy.
Peepsy.
Sparky wants to know if there's signs telling people that there are no stop signs. No, it was just this intersection with no stop signs. Dune says, I was going to say you can find my house. Then I thought...
Yeah.
Yes, but Mars is... so you have not had the Peeps...
I have not.
Because you tweeted it.
I did tweet it.
Yeah.
I did tweet it. I tweeted a different link, but I did tweet it. It's a Peepsy. I hate Peeps with a passion.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know.
So you hate this idea?
Yes, and I'm curious.
It's
because,
marshmallow flavored soda. I
yeah,
guess.
you know, that's probably diabetes in a bottle or a can. But
That's every bottle of soda.
But this has extra marshmallow in it.
What is the sugar content of one
It's
of these
got to be high. It's got to
versus
be
a
not
normal
good.
can of Pepsi?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the type of thing that probably is going to make a foreigner sick, because that's the big complaint that foreigners have about
Yeah, I don't
American
really drink
food
soda.
is
either,
it's all
Sparky.
too sweet.
Yeah.
Sparky gave up soda. Yeah, I
Sparky-
haven't had soda in a long time.
I do buy the bottles of Mexican Coke because, like, I know I don't drink very much soda, but once in a while you get a craving.
And,
You know.
Dune writes in, I remember the kitchen studio. Yeah. I think there's still footage of it out there online. Like, I know I posted a video opening up my first Whoop bag of crap, so I think that's still out there on YouTube somewhere.
Wow.
That was in the kitchen studio.
I feel like I should move my kitchen studio into my bedroom now.
It's all good. Well, you got a headset, so you got an apartment studio. Although it's a
Well,
one bedroom.
Well,
So
this
it's
is
not
a
really a
headset. It's
studio.
actually an AT2020 and
Oh,
headphones, but yeah.
cool.
But there is very environmentally friendly. The heater vents right underneath me, and there's a ceiling fan right above me. So, and the fridge is right behind me. So do I move? I don't know.
So I just got a notification on Twitter that
Yeah.
someone you know how Warhawk likes to tweet out quotes.
Oh
from
yeah,
our shows.
Warhawk.
So Warhawk tweeted the quote of Dune saying, "I think I lost my butthole," which that's a few weeks old now.
Oh,
Well, apparently someone decided to retweet that today. Annabelle Laverne decided to retweet. Ooh, who is she? Oh, I think she's a bot. She's one of those
Oh.
hot accounts that just randomly retweets something, and you're like, who is that? Oh, she's probably not real.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, well. I don't know. Maybe she streams on Kick.
Maybe.
Her description is shy slut.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
You should message her going, yeah, you enjoyed that.
That's an interesting combination. Let me think about it.
I don't know if you should think about that too much, Gators.
I don't. A shy slut. That's an interesting thought. That's a thought-provoking description.
I don't know. All I know is I went on one person on Kick, and the chat was very rude. They were
The chat
very,
is
very rude.
Yeah, no.
They need some mods in those chats. I don't think they mod them at all.
The
I'm
Kick
like,
chat is infuriatingly rude.
and I was just I clicked on a random guy. He's sitting there just talking about freaking video games, and I'm like, dude, this is nothing to do with the video game, and I don't know why they're talking about feet. I don't understand.
Feet? No.
Yeah, they were saying some rude things to do with feet, Gators. It was not
What's
good.
the deal with the feet?
I don't know. I think it's a thing. People like feet.
People, who are these people?
I don't know.
Uh,
I don't know, Gators.
You know,
I don't know.
I've had conversations with someone who used to have disturbing conversations, and her comment was, "The feet people are the worst."
Twitch is full of feet people. I'm just letting you know.
And that's just disturbing.
Gators,
That's the worst.
I guarantee you, if you put # feet along with your description for your tag for your channel, you will get at least 10 more people during the show.
And I could do that because I could put my feet up and I don't wear socks.
Dude, you're gonna get some creepy people when you're watching if you want.
I don't think it's really going to work, though. I don't think anyone really wants to see my feet. I'm almost curious to see if that works.
As long as it's not on the thumbnail, people will come in because they see feet.
I don't know. Dune, Sparky, if I were to do a little test by putting #feet and putting my feet on cam, would you still listen to the show with the video off? And I mean, maybe for science, can we call this a science experiment? I mean, I don't know how I feel about this, actually, the more I think about it. I don't know. Maybe I should shake it like a car or park it like a car. Or No, Twitter
won't ban you. There's no TOS about feet.
There's no
There's no feet TOS. I've seen enough of them on Twitch to find out there isn't.
No boobs or feet. Well, we know that string bikinis are okay. Bare asses are perfectly fine on hot tub streams.
Is there?
Well, not mine, I don't think, though. I think they'd make an exception for me.
I still see. If you do a search for feet, in Twitch, you will find lots of stuff. I guarantee you.
I really don't want to do this.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it either. Because you're going to find some feet.
But science? All right. Feet.
You're going to find some feet. I'm just letting you know.
There's a channel called Feet with 795 followers. Okay. Strawberry Tabby, Grimmy, Chicken Feet, Furry Feet, Grinding for Radiant, 3 Mic Muted, Not Reading Chat, Yoga and Planks. You see, a bunch of things came up when I searched for feet, but I don't see screenshots of feet, and I don't see them being feet related. So this search did not disturb me. My faith in humanity is restored at the moment.
That's good. That's good.
Few yoga results came up, but they look like normal yoga. So yeah, no, I'm not seeing a bunch of weird feet stuff.
Oh, that's good.
Feet plus tablet gameplay.
How do you play games with your feet on your tablet?
Very carefully. Maybe if I put a hashtag in front of feet, then we'll see what comes up.
Maybe.
No, it's the same thing. All right. Okay. So yeah, I'm not finding weird feet stuff on Twitch. I'm not going to do that search on Kick, though.
Yeah, I was going to say do that search on Kick and see what...
I don't think I will. I don't think that's... okay, kick.com.
He's like, we have a couple minutes. Why not?
For science.
For science.
All right. Well, there's a channel called Feet. Let's see. The handyman, monster hunter, the classroom. No, I'm not seeing a bunch of feet stuff when I search for feet.
Oh, that's good.
No. Feet Tickler has 1 follower. Feets has 1 follower, and Feet has 3 followers. So the search is only searching channel names.
Oh.
I think.
Do they do tags on Kicks? I don't know.
I don't know. Well, let me search for hashtag feet. And we'll see. No, I'm only finding Feet Tickler, Feet, and Feets. The 3 channels that have feet in the title.
I'm
So,
sorry.
yeah. Kick's search is a little lacking at this time.
Wow, they need to upgrade their stuff.
Yeah. Well, they need to add a feet categories. No, that's what they don't need to do.
No, we already got our hot tubs one. No one wants feet.
So, now Sparky and ModPro are laughing at this.
Yeah.
Mostly because we're not finding anything disturbing and we're not sharing screens. So we've got
That's
that.
probably a good thing.
As long as we do that, they'll keep laughing. Now, once I put a foot up on cam, it all goes to hell. Sorry.
Well, maybe you can show your feet in the timer in the corner of the screen and say, "Oh oh."
We're going to bring the feet up in 0.9, 0.8, 0.7.
Oh dear.
Sparky writes in, Johnny's going to get flyers in the mail now from Kick about feet streams.
Which is ironic that Kick needs more feet streams, honestly.
No, I don't think they do. I think we just need to find them. But
Yeah.
I'm not gonna keep looking.
I don't blame you. I wouldn't either.
No. I'd rather drink Peep soda.
Would you drink Peep soda?
I would if I wasn't laying off the sugar right now.
Why can't you have sugar?
I'm trying to.
Are you diabetic?
No, I'm trying to lose weight.
Does sugar cause weight?
Yeah.
When
Your
did that
body-
start?
Your body will burn sugar and carbs before
You
it
need
will
something to
burn
burn.
fat.
You can't burn something else.
Right, but the order of operations is it burns sugar and carbs, and then it burns fat. So if you want your
Oh.
body to burn fat, stop giving it carbs and sugar, and then it has no choice but to burn.
But that means
fat.
no more Olive Garden. What does that mean? That's horrible.
That means we can find a real Italian restaurant.
It's still gonna give you pasta.
Yeah, well, only if I don't know. I'll be taking a break from the diet when I come to visit. So if you want to go to Olive Garden, we can go to Olive Garden.
I was
we
kind
go
of
to-
joking about that, but
We can go to Black Bear, get the pie, but not the apple cobbler thing that they heat in the microwave.
no. If I'm getting a pie, I'm going to Nations. I'm sorry.
Well, we could do that. We can go to Nations.
Yeah, their pies are way superior. You can get a whole pie.
I don't like their burgers though. They put like Miracle Whip on them.
Oh, you just say no dressing. That's fine. I always do light dressing anyway. I never do. Never do regular dressing because they drowned it. You don't need that.
Yeah, no. I always preferred Five Guys anyway.
No, their double bacon cheeseburgers aren't bad. Oh, by the way, they did put an In-N-Out close to us now too. There's not one far from here now too. So.
Oh well, the
Yeah.
closest one was near the Walmart. So there's one even closer now.
There's one on Hesperian. Yeah, pretty close.
Well, the one close to the Walmart's also on Hesperian, but it's further down.
yeah, I think there's one like 4 miles from me. I mean, it's the same one, but
That's always been there, hasn't it?
I don't know.
Oh. Yeah, because I used to go there all the time.
No, I never went to that one.
Ah.
I didn't know it was even there.
Oh wow.
I do know they deliver to me now though.
Yeah.
So.
But you're closer to the Five Guys than you are the
Oh, I do Five
Guys.
Guys delivery too.
Oh yeah. Well, Five Guys right at the Target.
You know, and people used to say they skipped on their fries. No, they freaking fill your whole bag up full of fries still.
They give you a big ass cup of fries, and then they throw another scoop of fries that don't fit. in
They
the cup
put
in
like
the
2
bag.
big ass cups when you ask for
Yeah.
one in your bag. Honestly, that's what they do.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that because their fries are good.
You know, the first time I went to a Five Guys, I ordered the large fry, and they corrected me and said, "No, you want the medium." There's plenty in the medium. Trust me. You know. And
Oh, I get the large.
oh wow.
Yeah.
They actually told me, no, you don't. And I've never, and I love fries, but I've never needed to order a large.
No, I order a large because it's not. I don't just eat it now. I'll eat it later too.
That works. They do reheat good, from what I've heard.
Well, I use a convection oven, so it kind of a convection oven, so
Yeah.
it kind of reheats them decently.
Yeah. Well, the
It doesn't
person,
sogify them.
person at the
Yeah.
register said, "Oh, if you want to reheat them, just oven, get a baking sheet in the
Yeah.
oven at like
Yeah.
325 or
Yeah.
I forget the instructions, but they know. Yeah. Yeah.
I put it in for 4 minutes in my convection oven and it's done.
Yeah, but not in the microwave.
No, because that sogifies everything.
No. French fries in microwaves.
I do
don't
blow
work.
up hot dogs in the microwave sometimes. It's very satisfying.
Ah, really?
Yeah. You stick it in there for about 10 minutes and you come back and the hot dog's exploded.
And then you got to clean that up.
It's still satisfying. Especially when you're in here and they explode right in front of you. It's pretty nice.
That does sound nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, well, we could go to Cheesecake Factory if you're going to lay off the carbs.
We could go to Cheesecake Factory. I mean, we can go in the city at the Macy's, or is there one
Yeah.
nearby?
I know there's the one. Which one did we go to? Did we go to the one in that Macy's?
No, I think we drove out to what is that? Like Dublin, around that area. I
Oh,
think
that's
it
right.
was?
We were in Dublin.
Yeah, we drove out because
Okay.
we never took you into the city.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Never mind.
But we drove out to Dublin a few times. Why did we go to we were hanging out and we went to the Cheesecake Factory, but did we go see a movie or something, or did we just
I think we
go-
saw a movie. Did we see Ready Player One?
No. Well, we did go to one of the Riff Tracks
Oh, we went to
events,
Riff Tracks maybe.
but that was a different one. And then that was
Yeah,
when
that was-
Ted met us there, and we met Ted and Ted's wife, and it was like, look at us being adults with adult couple friends having a good
and
time.
then he just left, and I'm like, oh, okay.
And then we never did it again.
Yeah, because I'm like, oh, look, everybody left, and I'm like, okay, that works.
Well, we took you home. Right?
That's true. And I did enjoy talking to the same lady sitting next to me two movies in a row.
What?
Both times we went and saw Rift Tracks, it was the same person next to me both times.
Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Yeah, same person.
Huh? How about that?
I know.
But I guess if we went to, I think we only went with Ted once though. So, but I think we've gone to other movies then.
What did we do it to in Dublin for? I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember why we went to. Maybe that was when Kristen's birthday was happening, and we always had fun.
Yeah,
with you,
it was
so-
her birthday because you guys were something to do with the cheesecake, the pumpkin cheesecake or something.
Oh yeah, well no, that I don't. Yeah, the pumpkin pecan cheesecake that wouldn't be for her birthday. That
Oh.
probably was just because we want to get pumpkin pecan cheesecake while it's in season.
Oh.
But
Okay.
yeah.
No,
so
for
maybe
her
we
birthday
did-
with the black bear. Remember, that's when she got her crappy.
Right.
Pie.
Right, because we were gonna go to Red Robin, and then the Red Robin was closed, like permanently.
They're closing a lot of Red Robins.
Yeah.
I think there's one left that I know of.
So
That's a shame.
anyways, these are all the fun things we get to do when I come out there. We get to,
Yeah.
not Red Robin, but
Not Red Robin. The question is car or not. That's the big question.
yeah. Well, we could always Uber to places if we need to.
Yeah.
So I don't
And what
know.
Brian decides he wants to do, that's cool too.
Yeah. So Sparky writes in, so I
Oh.
looked on Google Maps at Johnny's house to see what color it was through the years. But all it has is a pic from 2013. Yeah, this house didn't get a lot. Different areas seem to get different updates over multiple years. But then again, I think that's a lot of like main streets get driven many times. So you can see what shopping centers look like over the years. But yeah, a lot of neighborhoods get like one and done. So, but thank you, Sparky, for continuing to scope out my house. And I guess you're planning the how many gallons of pink paint you need to
Yeah,
buy.
pinkification. Now, question is, Sparky, are you going to do a nice light pink or are you going to do hot pink? That's the question. Hot pink is going to be very well seen.
You
Oh.
know, can we go with a Pepto-Bismol?
Yeah, Sparky's side hot.
So hot pink. Oh,
Hot pink. There you go.
Okay, there it is.
There you go.
And he's scoping out where the closest Home Depot is to pick up the paint on the way.
So, Gators, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Does your cat sitter have a key?
Yeah, but no, but maybe. You know, that was actually a topic of conversation because when I brought this up, Kristen was like, well, we'll have to find a new cat sitter. And I'm like, why do we have to do that? She's like, well, because the way that I'm like, well, the problem was we didn't call in early enough in advance. We just won't do that this time. So then she was like, oh, so it was my fault. And so then I'm like, no, it wasn't. So so that's when I realized, oh shit, I'm stuck. It's either her fault or the cat sitter's fault. And if we hire the same cat sitter, then that means
I think you should hire a new cat sitter. Just saying.
But she's so cheap. No other cat sitter is anywhere near as cheap as she is. And she got the job done.
And she already has a key.
And she already has a key. And she still has a key. And maybe
you hope. If
maybe
not more than one.
And maybe she can hold a paintbrush. You know, so
yeah, Sparky needs some help painting.
Sparky could ask her for some help. Hey, want to make a few extra bucks while you're here? We're painting the house pink.
Hired.
Sparky writes it hired. There you go. So I said, don't worry, I'll take care of it. So I'm going to have to call her this time and be like, hey, so that key you said you might still have, did you find it? And she'll probably say, yeah, but you might want to leave one just in case. So I'll probably have to leave.
Again? She's going to make her 3 keys?
I left a key out last time, and she left the key that I left out where it was, so we brought it in. So we have that key. So she still has the original key, and she may have used a second key that we left stashed in a hiding place. And I'm not saying I'm going to do that again, Sparky. So don't go
yes,
looking.
Sparky can paint the inside walls now, too.
Oh, please do.
Please do.
I'll take the stuff off the walls for you. I'll leave the spackle out too if you want to touch up some holes.
What's under all the fake rocks?
Nah, I put it under a real one. I put a bunch of fake rocks out as decoys.
The decoy rock.
Decoy fake rocks. No. Anyways, we should probably look for someone to raid.
Ooh,
so
who are you gonna raid today?
Because once again, this has been another fun-filled edition of
Insert title here.
And hopefully, hopefully Brian's having fun with his whale watching. He'll be back in 2 weeks. Mars and I will be back again next week to do more vacation planning. And then we'll tell Brian what we're doing. I don't know.
There you go.
Or we'll find something. Or maybe next week we'll have Peep Soda and we'll try it live here on the air.
Or maybe we'll all go to the party house and just hang out there for a week.
We could do that. We'll go to the party house. Sparky writes it, but officer, I live here. I have a key. See?
I have a key. Oh, dear.
I'm Mr. Johnny the Gators. I do the internet radios, and I have a key. Those are my cats in there, even though they're hissing at me.
Cat A and Cat B.
That's how they show their affection. All right, let's see who's live right now. Let's see what we got here. We got here, let's see, Ray Rachel, Dresdy. Who's Dresdy? Mary Amber, the Natalie Page. Let's see. I don't remember Dresdy, and if I do, we haven't. I don't know. Have we rated Dresdy?
So interesting.
The name sounds familiar, but I don't think we've done it anytime recently.
All right. No, she's playing her guitar. So
cool.
Yeah, we'll be and if anyone has any great like San Francisco vacation ideas and things that we could like also stream or not stream or whatever suggestions, come back next week and suggest them. Mars and I are taking we no promises, but
Gators is taking requests and Mars is around.
Yeah, Gators taking requests. Mars is around, and no, we're not going to send Mars on a skateboard down a ramp. But
I used to skateboard. I used to be able to do that stuff. I could probably still do it.
Okay, I guess we are. I guess.
Make sure no one's in front of me.
Now, Mars did a really nice little dance over the curb one time when we were hanging out with him. It
I got some balance. I got some balance.
You know, when you just kind of find your way around, you have balance, because it was one of these things where we were getting out of the car and we were parked near a curb, and it was one of these things that I think Mars was fine, and I nearly had a heart attack watching it.
Oh, like what? What's wrong?
Well, it was one of those things that just kept looking like it was getting worse as it kept unfolding, because like you tripped over the curb and you did like a little turn, and then you walked into a pole and you did like another turn, and you walked towards a bush, but you ended up upright and not falling, because it was like, oh my God, you're going to trip over oh my God, you're going to slam into the pole, oh my God, you're going to fall in the bush, oh my God, you're fine. It was... So I think I did like a little bit of whoa, watch, whoa, hey, whoa, ha, and you were laughing. All right. Well, anyways, so we'll have Sparky writes in, adios, people. Great job as the co-host, Mars. Way better than Brian.
Oh, sorry. I'll try to interrupt more next time. Your Cheerios might be diminishing. You might need to recount.
And I will try to give you plenty of opportunities to talk so you don't have to interrupt. And Brian, I don't know. There's no hope for him, but we like him. You know, we like him. He's okay. He's kind of all right.
We love Brian.
He's got a car.
He's got a car.
He's all right.
And that's the sighted person saying this.
Well, I'm not driving out to California, so he's a guy with a car out there, so he could drive us around some, or we could get Uber, or I could rent a car. I don't know. Anyways, either way, we're still gonna hang out with him and take some. Sparky's looking forward to this movie. I don't know what it's gonna be or how it's gonna come out, but I know we're gonna shoot some footage in the Sears parking lot. We're gonna shoot some footage in the city. We're gonna have you shoot some footage. And then we're going to somehow edit it together into something. And I don't know if it's going to be one of these narrated type of things or what.
Well, you guys might have to do audio editing. I'm not going to be able to do that.
No. I mean, I'll edit it when I get it together. And maybe we'll even review the raw footage on the show and come up with ideas of a script or something we could do with it.
Oh, no.
I don't know. I really don't know. I guess we could live stream the film developing, too, while we're at it. I don't know. That could be boring, though. Anyways, we're going to, no. I said join. I should have said raid Dresdy. All right, we're going to raid Dresdy. We'll be back here next week. Thank you all for joining us. You all have a great rest of your evening and a great week. And stay warm.
Bye, you guys.
Bye. And we're raided.
There you go.